small town, Danville, Iowa. He became a star in high school. He was in the choir, on the football team.
After receiving his undergrad degree from the University of Iowa and his MBA at the Darden School at the University of Virginia, Kellar went to work in finance for the 3M Company in 1962. By 1965, he was ready for his next challenge.
And he always tells this story about answering a blind ad in the Wall Street Journal, not having any idea who it was, but he was in very much need of a job. Come to find out, it was a financial analyst job with the Kroger Company. He worked in many parts of finance, accounting in those early years, but for most of Larry's career, he kept on progressing in the real estate community.
Kellar's role evolved from assistant treasurer to vice president of capital management to group vice president of finance and real estate. In 1973, the Cincinnati Ballet announced they were sponsoring a trip to Russia. Kellar loved adventure, and though he wasn't very familiar with ballet, he couldn't pass up a trip behind the Iron Curtain. Larry fell in love twice on that trip, with ballet, but also with one of his fellow travelers.
Barbara and Larry met on a ballet trip to Russia.
Checking in at a St. Petersburg hotel, that's where they kind of bumped into one another.
I think they brought out the best of each other. Just in every organization they were part of, they were in it together, but from very different perspectives.
The two of them were just quite the power couple.
Back in Cincinnati, the ballet reached out to Kellar and invited him to join the board. It was the beginning of a decades-long relationship with the arts in Cincinnati, during which Kellar and his wife Barbara would have significant impact on the longevity and stability of the Cincinnati Ballet, Cincinnati Symphony, and Cincinnati Public Television.
He had this talent for fundraising. He knew where to go and who to call. And he had this, unique ability to ask people to help and not take no for an answer, but do it in such a way that it made everybody feel good.
He continued to serve on the board of the Cincinnati Ballet for over 40 years, approaching fundraising with the persistence and perseverance that helped keep the ballet afloat.
It meant the world to him, and he supported the people who were in the ballet. He supported the dancers. He supported the staff. He supported the buildings.
Meanwhile, Kellar's career continued to evolve. He retired from Kroger in 1996.
He retired after 31 years with the company.
I think really it was more than a job, more than just business. I think it truly was a passion of his.
Following his career at Kroger, Kellar went to work for Kmart in Troy, Michigan from 1996 to 2002.
But he never, ever let his commitment to Cincinnati slip.
Larry returned to Cincinnati to finish his business career as vice president at Continental Properties, Inc. He retired in 2009, but his work in the community with arts and educational institutions was far from over.
Larry is greatly responsible for, although his name is not on the building, it's the Valentines, who certainly deserve it. Larry was the person behind getting all of the other money that it took to pull that together.
I think that was his proudest moment when he got the ballet in the new building. It was quite an accomplishment.
In November of 2023, Larry Kellar passed away after a long, full life of hard work, community support, and deep passion for the arts.
I think Larry has made our community better in more ways than any of us can count. Certainly his contribution to the arts, whether CET or the ballet or the symphony, but also just his quiet presence. He was extraordinarily humble, extraordinarily kind. He was supportive of people, of missions. And so I think his legacy lasts far beyond the things that we know, and it's those quiet ripples.
The Cincinnati we all enjoy today is a result of all the hard work that Larry put into this over the years.
He was my hero.
Those of you who knew Larry, he was a hero to a lot of people. You know about his long-standing passion to support our community, the same passion that led him to become a leader at Kroger. Please welcome to the stage his wife, Barbara.
I wanted to thank a couple people here tonight who were fantastically wonderful friends and caretakers, and John and Susan too are here tonight, and they did anything and everything they could for Larry, and it was enormously appreciated. And Steve Kallmeyer is here tonight because he was, as Larry described it, Larry's honorary brother. He took care of him. So thank you both, all of you. I also need to give a big shout out to my friend Elizabeth Pierce and John Barrett and Jeff Taylor, and of course, to the 4 people on the video, Diane Dunkelman, Ron Sargent, Stephanie Hogue, Supergirl Stephanie Hogue, and John Richardson, whose wonderful wife is my dear friend, for such wonderful tributes to Larry, who was well known for his great business acumen and service to Cincinnati. But very few knew that he was devoutly parsimonious. Sometimes we would say to a fault. He was penny wise and pound generous. Saving time was as important as saving money. He wanted baseball games to end after the 7th inning. He hated it when the losing team in basketball kept fouling in the desperate hope to have a last basket. He would yell at the TV, "Stop, stop, you've lost. It's over." If he was on a committee that included someone who talked incessantly, he didn't go back. Symphonies, operas, ballets should end at the most hour and a half. And he once said to Philip Reuter, the concert master of the Cincinnati Symphony Orchestra, "Why do you musicians always want to give us more than we want?" And Philip said, "Well, Larry, we want the audience to feel that they got their money's worth." And Larry said, "I've had my money's worth after an hour and a half." So, in keeping with Larry's timeline, my daughter, my beautiful and talented daughter, Ainsley, who's here tonight, my daughter thanks you, I thank you, and Larry Kellar thanks you.